Good afternoon. Welcome to Africa Today. I am Jessica Magaji Joseph. First, the headlines. Nigerian government will unveil raw materials database to drive industrial growth. South Africa, China vows stronger ties as Ramaphosa starts state visits. Namibia begins culling at least 700 wild animals. And on sport, Marshall offered the biggest contract in club's history after Man United exit. Now the news in detail. The Raw Materials Research and Development Council has said it will launch a comprehensive Nigerian raw materials database this month to bolster the country's industrial competitiveness. The database would also provide crucial information to investors and manufacturers globally. The Director General and Chief Executive Officer of RMRDC, Nayologo Ike said this during his 100 days in office celebration on Tuesday in Abuja. The database is also expected to serve as a vital tool for investors, offering detailed insights into the availability, exploitation potential, and economic value of various raw materials across Nigeria, he added. He said that the initiative aligns with the Council's broader strategy to shift its research focus towards industrial relevance and commercialization. He also called for research that directly feeds into the need of the industrial sector. The federal government of Nigeria has intensified efforts to strengthen security in custodial centers across the country by deploying technology and approving the distribution of security vehicles to enhance monitoring and surveillance. The Service Public Relations Officer, Nigeria Correctional Service, Abubakar Umar, disclosed this to NAN on Wednesday in Abuja. Umar said that the government had declared custodial centers red zones, restricting access to authorized personnel and introducing technological monitoring systems to track activities within and outside the facilities. He said that the high-profile custodial centers were now monitored technologically with a system in place to track inmate movement from 22,000 meters away. He also said that the national headquarters could also monitor activities in real time, ensuring effective supervision and control. The Police High Command on Tuesday asked the British national declared wanted Andrew Wayne to come out of his hiding and surrender himself to the operatives of the Nigerian police. The police also dismissed the claim by Wayne that no invitation has extended to him before declaring him wanted. It will be recalled that the police had on Monday declared Wayne and his Nigerian collaborator, Lucky Obiyan, wanted for allegedly plotting to overthrow President Bola Tinubu-led administration. It also placed a 20 million naira bounty on the door, arguing that their offenses range from terrorism financing, treasonable felony, cybercrime, subversion to criminal conspiracy. However, Wayne denied the allegations. He said he was not even aware he had been labeled a fugitive. But speaking to newsmen on Tuesday at the Force headquarters Abuja, the Force spokesperson Olumuyiwa Adejobi said the Briton was contacted many times and he refused to show up even after his workshop was invaded. When we return, news from other parts of West Africa. Please stay with us.
This is Hillstv. Quality broadcasting is what we'll bring to you. Now we be this
Thanks for staying with us. The minority in Parliament has called on the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources to urgently disclose the list of lands in the northern region that have been leased without proper approval. According to the National Democratic Congress members of Parliament, revealing this information is crucial for recovering the land and identifying those responsible for the unauthorized leases. Addressing the press on Tuesday, September 3rd, Al-Hassan Suhuyini, the ranking member on Parliament Lands and Natural Resources Committee, criticized the government for its tendencies to withhold information from the public. He emphasized the importance of transparency in dealing with such matters, particularly when public lands are involved in Ghana. Chinese President Xi Jinping on Wednesday met with Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo, President of the Republic of Equatorial Guinea, who is in Beijing for the 2024 summit of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation. Xi stressed that China and Equatorial Guinea are good friends with bilateral relations featuring high-level political mutual trust, all-round pragmatic cooperation, and profound people-to-people friendship. China will work with Equatorial Guinea to firmly support each other, expand practical cooperation, deepen cooperation in defense and security, help facilitate the diversified development of Equatorial Guinea's economy, and open up new prospects for the comprehensive strategic partnership of cooperation between the two countries, he said. Xi expressed congratulations to Equatorial Guinea as it will serve as co-chair of FOCAC from 2027 to 2030 and noted that the 2024 summit is committed to drawing up a new blueprint for China-Africa cooperation and marks a new milestone in the history of China-Africa relations. Obiang said that based on profound friendship and mutual trust, the two countries have achieved fruitful outcomes in cooperation and maintained close coordination in international affairs. We move to other parts of Africa after this break. Please stay with us.
This is Hillstv. Quality broadcasting is what we'll bring to you. Now we be this
Thanks for staying with us. Chinese President Xi Jinping called on China and South Africa to beef up solidarity and cooperation in a new era and on a new journey which meets the shared aspirations of the two peoples. Xi made the remarks when having talks with visiting South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, who is in Beijing for the 2024 summit of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation and a state visit. Xi said that he had paid more visits to South Africa than to any other African country, and President Ramaphosa is the first African head of state he has received for a state visit to China before the FOCAC summit, which once again demonstrates the high-level bilateral ties and friendship between the two countries. Ramaphosa pledged his country's adherence to the One China policy and in firm support to China in promoting mutually beneficial cooperation.
Your Excellency, President Xi Jinping, I reaffirmed that our political rapport and relationship is the foundation of an unwavering and valuable friendship. We remain committed to the One China policy. Our two countries share many common objectives. Building on the firm foundation of solidarity, we continue to provide support in promoting our interests. Your Excellency, President Xi Jinping, I reaffirm
an extreme solution to address the increasingly alarming climate situation. To mitigate the record drought of this season, Namibia has been calling off 700 wild animals in national parks. While this decision has shocked part of the public, the government considers it a key measure in its plan to combat the risk of food insecurity. The culling of hundreds of wild animals is expected to provide meat to the most vulnerable populations. The government has also offered another explanation. Reducing the number of animals should allow national parks to have more water reserves during these difficult times. This operation, led by professional hunters, targets animals such as hippos, buffaloes, and elephants, among others. Despite the government's justifications, the decision has not been accepted, especially by the conservatives. Animal protection organizations have launched petitions to have the operation cancelled. Up next is business. Please stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. And on business news, oil marketers in Nigeria are awaiting the price of premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, produced by the Dangote Petroleum Refinery, following the announcement by the plant that only the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited will lift the product from the refinery at the moment. PMS was officially launched on Tuesday by the $20 billion plant located in Lekki Free Trade Zone in Lagos. The president of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, announced that the 650,000 capacity oil refinery had commenced petrol production. But dealers under the aegis of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria stated that they had yet to receive any notice on the price of petrol from the refinery. There are strong indications that the price of petrol may hit 1,200 naira per litre, following the decision of NNPC to raise the pump price at the stations on Tuesday. The Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms Committee, chaired by Taiwo Oyedele, has announced plans to propose a law to the National Assembly that would increase the value-added tax rate from the current 7.5% to 10%. Oyedele revealed that the committee was also working on consolidating the multiple taxes in Nigeria to streamline the tax system and ultimately reduce the tax burden on citizens and businesses. Oyedele highlighted the significant challenges facing Nigeria's tax revenue system. He further explained the broad mandate given to its committee upon its establishment. The first mandate is to examine governance, including the country's finances, borrowing practices, and coordination within the federal government and across subnational entities. The second mandate focuses on revenue transformation. Oyedele also mentioned that the proposed tax reforms include a corresponding reduction in the personal income tax rate. He noted that if the law is passed, individuals earning 1.5 million naira per month or less would see a reduction in their personal income tax. Additionally, corporate income tax rates are expected to decrease from 30% to 25% over the next 2 years, that represents a significant reduction. African nations are losing up to 5% of their GDP every year as they bear a heavier burden than the rest of the world from climate change, a new report said after one of the continent's hottest years on record. The World Meteorological Organization said many African nations are spending up to 9% of their budget for climate adaptation policies. Over the past 60 years, Africa has observed a warming trend that has become more rapid than the global average, said WMO Secretary General Celesta Saulo, warning that it is affecting everything from food security to public health to peace. Africa is responsible for less than 10% of global greenhouse gas emissions, but it is the most vulnerable region to extreme weather events, including drought, floods, and heat waves, the WMO said. The new report focuses on 2023, one of Africa's 3 hottest years on record. It urged African governments to invest in early warning systems as well as meteorological services. If adequate measures are not put in place, up to 118 million Africans will be exposed to drought, flood, and extreme heat by 2030, the report warned. In sub-Saharan Africa, the cost of adapting to extreme weather could be $30 to $50 billion per year over the next decade, the report estimated. The effects of climate change have been harrowing. Between September and October 2023, approximately 300,000 people across West Africa were affected by floods, the report said. Zambia experienced the worst drought in 40 years, affecting nearly 6 million people. Still to come, sports. Please stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. And on sports news, former Manchester United striker Anthony Martial has been offered a record-breaking contract to sign for AEK Athens. Martial is still clubless after he left the Red Devils as a free agent this summer. The Frenchman spent 9 years at Old Trafford. Martial has been linked with several teams in Saudi Arabia and the United States, but it appears that he might end up in the Greek Super League. AEK Athens are interested in signing Martial for the coming campaign and are apparently willing to break the bank to make it happen, according to the UK Sun. The striker was earning around £250,000 per week during his time with United, and while it has not been detailed that what wage would be offered in Greece, it would be substantial. AEK would be willing to make Martial the highest paid player in the club's history. Victor Osimhen has asked to wear the number 45 shirt at Galatasaray. The Nigerian striker is expected to finalize a season-long loan deal from Napoli later today. And it has been revealed by Nigerian sports expert Onyebuchi Onokala, also known as Buchi Laba, that Osimhen has picked a special number to wear. Laba wrote on X Wednesday morning, Victor Osimhen will be wearing number 45 at Galatasaray. He personally requested for that jersey number because that was his good luck number that he wore back at Belgian club Charleroi. Osimhen wore that number 9 shirt at Napoli and at his previous club, Lille. The 26-year-old also wears the number 9 for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And that's the sport news on Africa Today. We move to the rest of the news after this break. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Now to the rest of the news. Ugandan opposition leader Bobi Wine was shot in the leg during a clash with police near Kampala, leaving him seriously injured, according to his party, the National Unity Platform. Video footage showed Wine, also known as Kayigulani Sestamo, being helped into a car by supporters after the incident in Bulindo, Wakiso district. It is unclear whether he was hit by a bullet or a tear gas canister, but images show the bleeding wound below his left knee.
Ugandan opposition leader Bobi Wine was shot in the leg during a confrontation with police near Kampala, according to his party, the National Unity Platform. Video footage captured the moment when Wine, visibly injured, was helped into a car by supporters after the incident in Bulingo, Wakiso district. The exact nature of the projectile that caused the injury remains unclear. The police stated that Wine had defiled warnings against holding a street procession, which led to the altercation. The National Unity Platform condemned the incident as an attempt on Wine's life.
Wine, a prominent opposition figure who contested the 2021 presidential election against President Yoweri Museveni, has often faced violent confrontation with police. However, this is the first time he has been injured in such a manner. He is currently receiving treatment at a local hospital. The police claim Wine defied advice against holding a street procession, leading to an altercation. They stated that an investigation into the alleged shooting would be conducted. And that's Africa Today, but before we go, here are the headlines again. We told you that the Nigerian government will unveil raw materials database to drive industrial growth. South Africa, China vows stronger ties as Ramaphosa starts state visits. Namibia begins culling at least 700 wild animals. And on sport, Martial offered biggest contract in club's history after Man United exit. Remember to visit us on Facebook at Hillstv Abuja, Instagram at Hillstv Abuja, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Hillstv. I am Jessica Magaji Joseph. Thanks for watching.